From our Kansas Capitol Bureau tonight, two of the state's top officials are stepping down. Both the Transportation Secretary and Deputy Secretary announced their resignations today. And this comes after a year of ups and downs for that department. Tonight, in an interview you'll only see on 27 News, our Capitol Bureau reporter Rebecca Chung spoke with Secretary Julie Lorenz about why she's stepping down.
Well, after a long run at the Kansas Department of Transportation, Secretary Lorenz says it's time for her to move on. She's moving to the private sector and is in talks over her next job. She'll also be working on transitioning over the next month. But right now, she's reflecting on the time she's had in office. Kansas Transportation Secretary Julie Lorenz is stepping down after 4 years in office and more than 2 decades serving in the transportation industry.
And it's time to go on to the next adventure, and it allows Governor Kelly to recruit a new secretary that will have a full 4-year tenure.
It's the first major staffing change for Governor Laura Kelly since being reelected. Lorenz was appointed in 2019, and since then, she says the agency has made major strides.
We passed a $10 billion program in 2020 with 94% support across the legislature, so I'm really pleased with the position that KDOT's in.
The agency has also struggled with ongoing staffing shortages and aging infrastructure. It led to a frightening scene in June when a more than 60-foot stretch of concrete barrier fell from the Quincy Viaduct in Topeka. A state bridge inspector failed to report warning signs and stepped down following the collapse, and it resulted in more than 280 bridges across the state being inspected. But Lorenz says it hasn't factored into her decision to leave.
We then did a thorough inspection of all the bridges across the state that were sort of the same make and model, if you will. So no, that wasn't a factor. I'm pleased with our response, but that wasn't an issue.
As for what's next, Lorenz is focusing on her transition. Her last day is December 23rd. Calvin Reed, director of the Division of Engineering and Design, will serve in her place until another secretary is appointed. Lorenz is also looking at new opportunities. She says she'll still be here in Kansas, but she also expects to do work across the country.
I'm talking to lots of firms, and I will make a decision later, but right now I'm really focused on, between now and the end of the year, wrapping up a couple of projects and handing off to the staff, and we are well positioned for the future.
And Deputy Secretary Burt Morey submitted his resignation as well. He's retiring after 30 years in the field. Greg Schieber, Director of Project Delivery, is going to be serving as interim. For now, reporting at the Capitol, I'm Rebecca Chung.